Alright folks, after what feels like a decade of waiting, Death Stranding 2 on the beach is finally here, 6 years after the first game landed on PS4 and redefined what it meant to be a walking simulator with weird ghosts and emotional UPS deliveries. Kojima is back, and this time, he's all in on the PS5. We're not just talking upgraded graphics or a smoother frame rate. This sequel is built from the ground up for next gen, and trust me, it shows. With massive new regions like Mexico and Australia to explore, the scale of the game has exploded, and so has the potential for getting completely lost in the wild. In today's video, we're diving into the best places you should visit first in Death Stranding 2. Whether you're looking for juicy lore, essential upgrades, or just want to see what Kojima cooked up this time, some locations are too good to miss early on. Don't worry, we're keeping spoilers light, but if you want to make the most out of your journey, especially in those giant new environments, stick around. Let's hit the road, or the beach, and make sure you're walking in the right direction from the very beginning. I'm quickly moving on to the video. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching! One of the best early game tips for Death Stranding 2 on the beach is to stay focused and follow the main story until you reach a very specific point, the former Geophysical Research Lab. This area acts like a soft tutorial zone, similar to the Great Plateau in The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Sure, you can veer off and explore the beautiful wastelands of Mexico, but if you want to save yourself a ton of walking and unlock better delivery options faster, it is better to resist the urge for now. To get there, players should stick to the main path through Ciudad Nudo Norte, Villa Libre, and then make their way to the C1 South Distribution Center. These locations are part of the main storyline, and will eventually lead you to that golden early game milestone, the former Geophysical Research Lab. There are some interesting side areas along the way, but they can wait. Reaching this point early will reward you with something way more valuable than a few extra materials or lore bits. What is the reward? The Tri-Cruiser, Sam's first vehicle in the game. Once you get it, going back to earlier locations becomes so much easier. This means you can finally start making those long-distance deliveries more efficiently and with a lot less hassle. It is one of those moments in the game where everything starts to open up and feel less like a hike and more like a smooth ride. So if you are wondering which locations to prioritize first in Death Stranding 2, this route should absolutely be your main focus. After unlocking the Tri-Cruiser in Death Stranding 2, on the beach, the game really starts to open up. One of the first side locations players should check out is the Artist, located just a bit northeast of the C1 South Distribution Center. You might have already stumbled across some scattered items tied to this place, especially if you have been exploring a little off the main path. These belong to the compound's main non-playable character, Lauren Tsai, who is a well-known artist in the game's world. Delivering items to Lauren unlocks a handful of cosmetic rewards. Rather than weapons or gear upgrades, the artist focuses on customization. Successful deliveries will grant you access to new color palettes that can be used to customize Sam, Dahlman, the Tri-Cruiser, and even other equipment. While this might not sound as game-changing as unlocking a new gun or tool, it does give you a chance to add a personal flair to your gear, something many players will appreciate, especially in a world as stark and bleak as this one. Even if the gameplay impact is minimal, the Artist is still worth visiting. Customization is part of the fun in any open-world game, and being able to express yourself through colors and designs gives a nice sense of ownership over your journey. Besides, with the Tri-Cruiser now making travel easier, taking a slight detour to help out Lauren Tsai is hardly a burden. Think of it as one of the lighter, more relaxing stops in the world of Death Stranding 2. South of Villa Libre lies one of the more eccentric stops in Death Stranding 2, on the beach, the Balka. Interestingly, both the facility and its quirky inhabitant share the same name. The Balka is a fellow porter, but unlike most others you meet, his philosophy around deliveries borders on the abstract. He talks about reaching a certain state of mind through the act of delivering, making every interaction with him feel like a blend of meditation and madness. Despite his strange outlook, the Balka actually offers some of the more practical rewards early on. If you take the time to complete a few of his delivery requests, you will unlock the trekking boots, a new type of footwear for Sam. These boots are a noticeable upgrade from the standard pair, especially since they degrade much slower. That might not sound glamorous, but when you are constantly on foot and burning through shoes with every trek, it starts to matter a lot. The real charm of the Balka, though, lies in the experience. He is one of those characters that adds color to the world of Death Stranding 2, blending philosophy with utility in a way that only this game can pull off. And with the Tri-Cruiser making side routes easier to reach, taking a detour to meet him and earn better boots is both fun and functional. Once players have wrapped up their side adventures in Mexico, including helping out the Balka, and maybe adding some color with the artist, it is time to return to the main storyline. That means heading back to Sam's place and continuing the journey through the Plate Gate QPD terminal. This is the portal that finally takes you to a whole new continent, Australia. And right after crossing over, your first stop will be a compact but important location, the government's base. This base is run by a character known as Old Oz, a gruff but oddly stylish older man. He does not wear an eye patch, but one lens of his glasses is darkened, giving him a kind of low-key pirate vibe. His base might be small, but it plays a key role in the Australian chapter of the game. Think of it as a new regional hub, where you will start building connections and establishing delivery routes across the outback. He has a no-nonsense attitude, but his missions are worth completing. Most importantly, progressing through Old Oz's relationship path will eventually unlock the chiral anti-gravity device, one of the more valuable tools in Death Stranding 2. On the beach, this device reduces the burden of Sam's backpack, which, as every player knows, tends to get ridiculously overloaded. Lightening the load means better balance, smoother climbs, and fewer tumbles during delivery runs. It is definitely worth prioritizing this location and helping Old Oz out early once you hit Australian soil. Tucked away in the mountainous region just north of the government's base is one of the more challenging side locations in Death Stranding 2, on the beach, the Lone Commander. This facility is not tied to the main story, and getting there is no easy task. The area is thick with beached things, and visibility is low, making every step feel tense. But for players willing to brave the storm, the rewards are absolutely worth it. The bunker is home to the Lone Commander himself, a stoic figure who lives up to the name. He is a survivalist with a tactical mindset, and if you complete a few of his delivery requests, he will reward you with some of the better early weapons in the game. His standout item is the Tranquilizer Sniper Rifle, a powerful non-lethal weapon that lets Sam quietly neutralize enemies from a distance. This comes in especially handy when dealing with Australia's early bandit camps, which are tough to approach head-on. Even after connecting this region to the Chiral network, the Northern Highlands remain crawling with beached things, making every route up here feel like a stealth mission. That is exactly why the Lone Commander's gear is so valuable. His tools are made for precision, patience, and planning, all essential for survival in this hostile corner of the world. If you are up for a challenge, making the trek to his bunker should be high on your list. Following the government's base, players will continue the main storyline by heading to the Western Environmental Observatory, a critical location, but one that is far from a simple delivery stop. This facility has been overrun by a well-armed group of bandits, making it one of the most dangerous areas in early Australia. If you picked up the Tranquilizer Sniper Rifle from the Lone Commander, now is the perfect time to put those new skills to the test. Going in loud is risky, but picking off enemies from a distance turns the odds in your favor. Once the bandits are dealt with and the facility is brought back online, the Western Environmental Observatory proves to be one of the most rewarding locations in the game. Its research capabilities unlock the ability to construct highways, a mechanic veterans of the first Death Stranding will instantly recognize. These highways make travel between major facilities faster, safer, and far more efficient. They also provide automatic charging points for vehicles, which is a game changer in a landscape as vast and treacherous as Australia. Beyond the highways, the observatory also offers additional tech upgrades, including exoskeleton suits that enhance Sam's movement, carrying capacity, and stability. Combined with your Tri-Cruiser and access to more powerful gear, this location sets you up for a much smoother mid-game experience. It is a key turning point in Death Stranding 2, transforming the continent from a brutal challenge into a more manageable and even enjoyable delivery playground. Once you have restored the Western Environmental Observatory and built out some key infrastructure, it is time to shift gears and focus on pushing forward in the story. Your next major stop is West Fort Knot, F1, which is reached during the 12th main mission. Getting here quickly is recommended, as this mission features one of the game's first major boss battles, and it is not a pushover. This encounter is intense and cinematic, showing off just how much Death Stranding 2 has leveled up its combat and pacing. After the dust settles, you will meet Olivia Westbury, the person in charge of West Fort Knot. She is a strong presence in the story, but interestingly, the biggest draw of reaching this location is not her facility itself, it is what happens afterward. Completing this section unlocks the DHV Magellan, which allows for interregional fast travel. It is not the kind of fast travel that lets you instantly warp between delivery points, but it does let you move quickly between major hubs across continents. There is a catch though. Using fast travel to complete deliveries will earn you poor marks, so it is mostly a convenience tool for returning to older regions or preparing for bigger missions. It might not be the most flexible fast travel system compared to other open-world titles, but it is still a massive quality of life improvement. For players juggling missions across Mexico and Australia, the DHV Magellan is a much-needed upgrade to keep the pace moving without backtracking for hours. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.